You mentioned Escalona earlier. He's a guy who's had a couple stints with Philadelphia. He's done, fairly well. He's held his own up in Philly. He seems to be kind of the class clown of the Reading Phillies bullpen. He's always getting guys with pies in the face at the end of the game. Talk about Sergio Escalona.
You know what? It was good for Sergio this year to get to the big leagues. He pitched very well for us early in the year. I think he had 11 saves, 10 or 11 saves before he left here. He went called up to the big leagues. He was for me, the best, with him of Bastardo, he was one of the better relief pitchers in the bullpen. He was getting guys out, and he went up there and did well. They needed him at a time that the Phillies needed a left-handed pitcher, and he was there and he was available and he made himself available. A good curveball. When he pitches aggressive with his fastball and throws strikes early, he's doing well. He scuffled a little bit in AAA. And you know what? You expect that. Even here's another guy that hasn't been around very long and made a quick jump last year. Now he's back in here and to the big league. So there's a lot of fast moving this year for this club, but they've all learned something out of it, and they've got something out, and they've built some confidence, I think, being here and knowing they can get guys out at this level and the big league level. But like you said, he is a little bit of the class clown a little bit on the club, but we have fun with it. I think everybody here is real loose. Even this stretch run here going in the playoffs, where he keeps the team loose as well.
Joe Savory, obviously a big loss for you guys when he went up to AAA. At the end of his stint here, he started 12-1 and lost, I believe, 2 or 3 straight. But he seemed to find it again up in AAA.
Yeah, he really did. And every level you go, I expect guys, to come out of the chute, and some come out of the chute very well, and all of a sudden they have their little bit of lull. But Joe's, he's done well. Joe's a winner. He knows how to compete. And I've always said that about Joe from the very beginning. He may not have the best stuff out there, but he competes. He'll give you innings, and he puts his team in a situation or gives them a chance to win every night. And he's done that in AAA. Same way. I think he has 15 wins on the year now. So, and he did well here for us too. Joe was good to have around. He was good for the guys, and nobody, I don't think anybody's going to outwork Joe. And he showed that in spring training and coming in, and good things happen when you work hard.
Mike Zagurski, a guy who made the Phillies a couple of years ago, kind of came out of nowhere. His star shot up very quickly. Now he's back down. He's been in AA all year. Evaluate his performance. He's actually had better numbers against right-handed batters and left-handed batters this year.
You know what, Mike, his changeup's a little better right now than his slider, which is going to make the numbers a little bit different because he doesn't have the slider for the left-handed hitters. But his fastball has come back after having a major surgery like Kyle, Tommy John surgery. I've been with Zagurski now. This is going on my 3rd or 4th year, I think. So Mike, he competes, gives you a good left-handed arm, and it was a big jump for him to go up to the big leagues, like you said, and do that stuff. Was he ready? He proved himself that he did a good job, like Escalona. If there was a time when we needed a left-handed pitcher, and he was there. Now he's spent most of the year here and getting back on track and getting his feet wet back in AA again and learning what works for Z. Especially coming off a major surgery. You lose a little bit of control, you lose command. Velocity, but it's all back. His slider's coming back, but like anything, it takes time. He's done well for us in the end here.
Seems like there's quite a few guys on this team who've had surgeries. Nobody more than Scott Matheson, who's twice had Tommy John surgery. Kind of a nice story for him to come back to Reading. I remember talking to him earlier. He was just ready to get out of Florida and back up here in Reading where there's some crowds and some meaningful games. Yeah, and it's good for him too. There's another guy that has just worked his tail off to get back to where he is. You never would have thought that maybe he might not have pitched again. So he's got maybe a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd chance to come back and pitch again. And he's been throwing well. His velocity's right back where it was before, a couple years ago. And I've worked with Scotty 3 or 4 years too. I've been in this organization a while. So he's worked hard. Credit to him. What a great guy to have around. Ask questions. He wants to get better. He wants to get back to the big leagues, and I think everybody does here. But to go through what he had to go through to get there, it'll be more rewarding for him to get back, I think, and to prove himself. But it's a lot of hard work coming off surgery, especially too. And he's been given a 3rd chance, and hopefully it'll work out for him. B.J. Rosenberg came up to Reading late in the year. He's been lights out at Lakewood this season. What do you see out of him?
You know what? Just for the little bit of time I've seen him, I saw him in spring training, seen him here. Good fastball command. He attacks his zone early with his pitches. Not afraid of anybody, really, which is what you like to see, especially in a bullpen guy, maybe in a closer role, which we put him in a few times here. He still needs to work on his secondary pitches a little bit. But he has a plus fastball, and he's, like I said, he's aggressive out there. He's a big, strong kid. Looks like he's going to be able to, be pretty durable and give us some innings. But it's another good guy to have around. And this whole staff is, you can individually, but they're all not only are they good pitchers, but they're good people, and they work hard.
Have there been any surprises this year, guys who maybe the Phillies organization didn't even see as a prospect who kind of pitched themselves into that role?
The biggest surprise for me and probably for the organization is Concepcion. Concepcion has really done well for us this year. Concepcion always showed us glimpses of, performing well, just a little bit here and a little bit there, and then it was, kind of back and forth. But this year he has really put it all together. His velocity's up. He's gotten a big league changeup now. For me, he's another jokester in the clubhouse too. He's fun to have around too as well. We have a good time together, and I've been with Concepcion. This I think going on 4 years with him now too. But to see him progress and to see where he's at now, he's got a chance. I mean, he's got a chance to show some people in this organization that he's able to pitch in the big leagues with the stuff that he has.
All right, Steve Schrenk, congratulations on a fine first season as Reading Phillies pitching coach, and thanks for joining us on RTV.
Thank you. Appreciate it.